Hello YouTube, this is Asatsu5. This is kind of a reflection video after Blade Show West. I'm going to show you some of the things that I acquired and tell some stories. First off, the knife that I bought is actually a multi-tool. This is the Leatherman Wave Alpha. And there's things I like and there's things I don't like about it, but I definitely needed a new multi-tool. This one is a lot smaller than the Wave. It's somewhat palmable, and it has a MagnaCut blade. Like I said, those things I like about it and those things I don't like about it, I'm gonna make a specific video for this, but to me it's just gorgeous, and I think it's gonna serve me well. And apparently I'm the second person ever to buy one of these. This is the Leatherman Alpha, and it's going to be released Tuesday, I think on the 14th. So I walked up to Leatherman, I saw this, and I was like, hey, I want to buy that. And she's like, yeah, we've only sold one before. You're the second person to buy this, and we're releasing. This is an unofficial release, at Blade Show West. So yeah, got a multi-tool, which is always cool. Got this. It has a few blemishes on it, but it is really, really sharp. This is the Gen by Turner CNC. I think that's the acronym. If I screw up the acronym, I'll put it right here. But this is a fighter. That's what it is. And as you can see, it has a sharp and knife-sharp, razor-sharp false edge, and it has the recurve edge. This is kind of a Middle Eastern, maybe Indo-Persian dagger design, and I like it because it has the back cut like a Bowie, but it's smaller. It's not as hefty to carry. It's extremely lightweight. And Lynn acquired this for me, aka got this for me and the channel. So gonna do a meat cut test with this and do a lot of fun stuff. I'm excited about that. It has an awesome sheath in my opinion, and very happy to have it. And so what else? Oh, time for story time. First off, I'm gonna leave the funniest story for last, just to give you a reason to hang around. But flying from Houston to Salt Lake City had no issues with TSA. Absolutely none. We did everything. We kept everything in our backpacks, threw them through the X-ray machine, no issues. And I got through TSA with this James Williams Columbia River knife and tool pin, absolutely no problem. Where is my Surefire? Oh, it's right here. But this is my E2 Defender. Got through the Texas TSA, no problem. Coming out of Salt Lake City, they took issue with my pen. First off, they looked at my flashlight, they did that. It's like, okay, it's a flashlight, it looks weird, it has this kind of crenulated bezel, but it's a flashlight, but he examined it, but he didn't say anything. I was just, yeah, that's my flashlight. That's obviously a flashlight. But when he pulled this out of the bin, he goes, oh, shit. And I was like, oh crap, I'm about to lose my pen. And so he was like trying to unscrew it, and I was like, no, just pull it. And I said, it's a pen. That's what it is, it's a pen. And he goes, I'm gonna have to talk to someone about this. I was like, oh crap. And so the lady comes by, I guess, to make sure I don't run off, and he goes off to talk to someone. And she goes, it's not like a pen disguised or something disguised as a pen, is it? I said, no, it's a pen. You can take it apart. It has ink cartridges. All the internals are a pen. She goes, it's not a glass breaker, is it? I was like, no, it's not a glass breaker. It's just a pen. I should have used the term orthopedic pen. That probably would have made things a little bit better. Anyways, he comes back, he gives it to me, and he says, put it in your pocket so it doesn't go through the machine again. And he takes my bins, now with my iPad in a separate bin, back through the X-ray machine. And so then my bag gets flagged again. I was like, oh crap, what is it this time? He takes out my backpack, he pulls out I forget what it's called, but it's basically a spool of duct tape, a spool of Kevlar thread. I think it's Kevlar. It might be some, no, it's braid. It's braid, like fishing line, and it has a cell needle in it. I said, hey, that's a sewing kit, that's a repair kit. And then he pulls out my first aid kit. And it's like, what do I have in my first aid kit? And it's obviously a first aid kit. I think I'm going to replace this with a VanQuest at some point for obvious reasons. Maxpedition's good, but I think VanQuest is better. But and then he pulls out this, and obviously this is a flashlight. He clicks it, and I was like, yeah, that's my flashlight. I obviously have one flashlight already, and also I have 2 other pens. I like pens. I like this pen for travel, for obvious reasons to me and to the people who know. But he was looking at this pen, and I was like, yeah, that's a pen light. That's a completely different flashlight than the flashlight you just looked at. This is, a medical thing, first aid. And so he's like, okay, it was just a big piece of metal. What else could that be? I guess it could be a zip gun, but it's solid copper. Yeah. So that was a hassle. My Fiskars TSA approved scissors were amazing. They went through TSA with no issue, and I actually used them on the airplane to open up a snack, and I used it twice legitimately. I didn't go out of my way to use these scissors. I was literally in an airplane once. I needed to open up my snacks, and I used those scissors because they weren't perforated correctly on the packaging. And then when I was packing all of my fun stuff in my suitcase, after I got my suitcase packed up, I had another snack, and I was like, oh, how am I going to get in the snack? And for some reason, when you're traveling, you're getting non-store-bought snacks. I don't know what was up, but I needed to use my scissors again. They worked perfectly. So here's the funny story. Me, my brother, and Lynn were meeting up with Tomas from Tactical Tavern, and if you follow me, you're probably following him. But if you're not following him, I'd recommend that you follow him. He's really good. His production values are really high. He's a martial artist. He's really cool, really good guy. And before they show up, is Matthew and Lynn are in the restaurant. This is a mall. Kind of. It's like an open air mall. Everything's connected, but you have this big courtyard, and it's very open. It's a very peaceful place to be in. And so I'm kind of outside the restaurant looking out for people, our guests, and plus it was just kind of crowded, and we're waiting to get a table. This guy, he's kind of sheepish, and you could tell he's psyching himself up to talk to us or talk to me. And he comes up to me, he's like, man, do y'all have weapons? And I was like, well, yeah, we have weapons. We just got back from Blade Show, and I had this in my pocket. I had some other things on me. My brother has a Laredo buoy on him. Lynn has stuff on him. And, we have stuff on us. And he's like, and I said, yeah, we have knives on us. We just got back from Blade Show. And he's like, y'all don't have guns, do you? I was like, no, we don't have guns. We're cool. That's what I said. And he goes, oh, okay, this is a weapon-free mall. And I was like, oh, really? I said, we just got dropped off by Uber. We're trying to eat at this restaurant. We can't really leave right now. But, we just have knives. We just got back from Blade Show. And, this is, the situation. He goes, okay, cool. Just don't mess with them. And, and we'll be cool. And, I have a feeling this guy's like LDS. Because, he just had that friendly air about him. Like, he's really chill. He's really chill, but you can tell he's concerned. And most LDS people are very nice people in general. They're very chill. I've heard a Christian apologist say, if a LDS comes to evangelize to her, she can correct them and talk to them and disagree with them, and she says, but they would probably still offer to mow my lawn afterwards. So that's kind of the vibe I get. He has a security job, no gun. I didn't see pepper spray, but he wasn't a police officer or anything. He's just a guy with a walkie-talkie, and so you can tell he's doing his job, but he's kind of uncomfortable. But he wasn't aggressive. He wasn't like, you do this. He was just chill. And he was like, okay, if y'all chill, y'all can stay. And so then I went and told Matthew and Lynn, and we laughed about it. And then Tomas came, and we kind of laughed about it. And when we got seated, this is a Brazilian steakhouse. It's a very specific experience that's unlike any other kind of genre of restaurant. And they have big knives. They're obsessed with knives. They love knives. So we got to be ourselves in that restaurant. So generally when we go to a Brazilian steakhouse, you know, knives are welcome and they don't have an issue with it. In fact, when we went to Atlanta, Georgia to Fuego de Chao, one of the waiters had a huge Bowie knife on him, and we were very impressed with that individual. So anyways, that's kind of funny. I thought you would enjoy that. Probably anticlimactic compared to what Lynn usually puts on, the proof videos and stuff. But that's it. That's the video. I'm going to cut this off before it gets too long. Thank you for watching. I'm Asatsu5, and I'm out.